If you watch Shark Tank, you may have seen this product on there called Sonic Lamb headphones. It's a new type of headphone made by a startup which has an impulse driver that acts like a subwoofer, and that delivers a rumbling vibrational sensation when bass notes hit. I've actually already tested this headphone or an early version of this almost 1 year ago, and apparently this one is a more finalized version of that, a more refined unit. So let's see what has improved. Okay, the picture on the box is different this time. Cool. Oh, and there's an accessory box along with this headphone. Oh, it's a jute carrying bag. There seems to be some type of plastic wrapping. Oh wait, it's not even plastic. It's one of those like cornstarch based biodegradable plastics. And you see it biodegrades within a few months. I've made a video on this bioplastics a few months ago and I'm glad that companies are using it now. I want to see more manufacturers include this type of material instead of typical plastic, especially premium brands. As for the main box itself, the outer cover is a bit too tight. Sonic Lamb, you need to add like 1 mm extra gap in the outer cover. That way it can slide easily. Right now it's way too tight. That's what she said. Okay, remaining things seem pretty much the same. And there's the familiar bird's nest type of presentation there. I mean, look, I get it. I like the sustainable aesthetic of this packaging, but this material is really messy. It gets everywhere, as you can see. Sonic Lamb, if we could reduce or substitute this grass material with something else, that would be nice. Alright, let's check out the headphones now. Okay, these seem pretty much the same as last time, except apparently the buttons are different. They have taken that feedback from early adopters and have improved the buttons apparently. And apparently they've also worked on the clamping pressure and the ear cup design. The multi-mode selector seems to be the same, and that's fine. There was nothing wrong with it, so no need to change it. The headphone adjustment is still a bit too rough. It's not as smooth as I would like it, but overall it's okay. Let's power it on and set it up with the app. It does come with an app for your phone which takes you through those different modes, and as you play those modes it actually plays some relevant music to give you a demonstration of what it feels like. So the first hear mode is when the subwoofer is completely off and you get a relatively flat, pleasant sound. The feel mode enables it a little bit for these type of genres. The immersive mode increases the strength a bit more, and well, beast mode basically takes it to 11. Now compared to last time, let's see how it has changed. As soon as I wore it, I could tell the ear cups are pretty much the same, which is to say a bit too tight around the ears. I had mentioned this last time and I don't see it implemented here. I wish this opening was a bit bigger to accommodate ears without touching the rim. Right now it's like really squeezing against the rim of my ears. Okay, so after using this for about 2 weeks, I have 2 new updates. Firstly, remember how I mentioned the ear cushion's opening wasn't big enough? Turns out they have made multiple sizes during their beta testing phase and they offered to send me a larger one. So I got them. Here it is. Compared to the stock ones, you can see the larger one has a much wider opening here, so your ears can comfortably fit inside. And as soon as I tried them, I could tell this is better for my ears. Apparently most people who beta tested this in the early stage said that the stock cushions are actually more comfortable than these larger ones. But I mean, that was among the betas. I'm an alpha, so it doesn't work for me. No, but seriously, it's actually worth having multiple sized ear cups available as an option, maybe in the purchasing page itself. That way buyers can select which one they want. Okay, so the ear cushion problem is pretty much solved, but there is a second problem that I discovered, which is the swivel of these ear cups, or the lack of swivel. Here, I'll use my older headphone skeleton to show you what I mean. You see, when these things clamp around your head, the swiveling mechanism ensures that the ear cups stay parallel to your ears, and that makes the clamping pressure get evenly distributed around your ears. But without this adequate swivel, the headset ear cups move up like this from the bottom. You see that? Because of this, there is greater pressure under your ears, or rather just here behind your ears, so there isn't that balance that you usually get. You won't notice that with the first 10 or 15 minutes, but it will become apparent after 25 to 30 minutes. I believe that's the only thing missing here right now. Everything else has been polished and pretty well done. You see, last time when I tried these, I was a bit more lenient because it was an early unit from a small company. But now, substantial time has passed and they have received some, pretty good funding, so I have to be a little more detailed. I hope you can understand. I'm not grilling them. I'm giving genuine feedback. Anyway, let's talk about the sound, which is of course the most important factor of a headphone. Now there isn't much difference from last time, which is a good thing because I liked the sound last time itself. That's why I made the video back then in the first place, because I liked how it sounds. They sound really good with lots of details in the upper mids for human voice, which is something a lot of people like, including myself. And of course tons of bass depending on which mode you have selected. I mostly use the feel mode or immersive mode for most of my music. The beast mode was a bit too much for me. And the volume was around 50 to 60%. That was good enough. They recommend a higher volume level, but I don't like listening to loud music, so it's my preference. Even in hear mode, when the subwoofer is completely off, they sound great. I mean, look at this. Here's a sample plot from the Sennheiser HD650. You can see the similarities there. There is no extra saturation anywhere unless you have turned on the subwoofer separately. That's when the sub-bass response jumps up, as you can see. So when you turn off the subwoofer, you can actually use these as an audio monitoring device for, say, audio editing. That's something many headphones, including mainstream ones, cannot do. Your Sony XM5 or something from Bose or whoever cannot change their sound so drastically with a single flip like this. That's why I like these. Despite being a small brand with lots of, comfort issues and all that, they are sticking up with the big brands. I saw genuine potential a year ago and I still see it. That's why I'm making this video. And yes, I know Skullcandy Crusher does something similar, and in case you haven't seen it before, I have compared these side by side with the Crusher 2, and don't even get me started, the Crusher 2 is really bad. Especially in terms of sound quality, like these are much better. Most people don't believe me for some reason, even though there's a literal plotted graph in front of you. The Crusher has stronger vibrations, but that's pretty much the only thing. If you turn it off, it doesn't have an extra audio monitoring mode, which this has. It is more comfortable in the design, I'll give them that, which this thing has to improve, as I mentioned many times. But in terms of sound alone, these are surprisingly good. Now it's also worth mentioning that this thing doesn't have a 3.5mm port, so you can't just plug in an aux cable and go wired. And since it's still on Bluetooth 5.1, it's not the fastest, meaning that there is some latency, but it does come with this attachable microphone that kind of sounds like this. So here's how that attached mic sounds, and it only seems to work with some video calling apps and maybe phone calls for some reason. I tried voice recording using a separate, recorder app, and it didn't work. And if I remove this, it kind of sounds like this. Maybe a little bit lower, you could possibly hear a little more surroundings, but it's fine. If you don't want to attach this to your headset, you can talk like that. Well, it's definitely a pretty interesting headphone. Let me know what you think about it. I'll leave a link to this in the description so you can check the latest pricing.